Mike Schultz cold water nut is obviously a play off of the famous circus peanut, but with a fuller head and a thicker body, this fly demands attention. I'm a sucker for a silhouette. The fly style for the cold water nut is what I would consider more of a hybrid. It's not exactly a swim fly, but it's not exactly a jig fly either. It's this happy medium of both styles, and it plays off of both of those as well. Typically with swim flies, there's not a lot of weight to them, but you get a lot of that real pretty swim. But on the other side of that coin, jig flies will get down quick and hunt deeper. With this fly being a hybrid of both of them, you kind of get both of those in one fly. This fly is not exactly tied in the round. It's tied with a wing and a belly, but it's not a flat profile. It's got a wing, it's got a belly, but it's more of a roundish profile. So you are going to get a lot of turning to this fly, which makes this fly super versatile. This fly comes in right at 4 inches, but this is really the heart of this fly is 3.5 inches, 3.25 inches. Not a big fly by any stretch of the imagination. And I would say it has a medium sink rate. I think that's the safest way to put it. So looking at this fly, you would think there's a lot of materials and this would be like tough to tie. This fly just looks like there's a lot going on. There really isn't that much going on in this body. Obviously, you can tell there's a lot of marabou in this fly. On the rear hook, we start with a marabou tail, and in the tail is flash and rubber legs. Schultzy's a big rubber legs guy, and I don't blame him. Moving up the body for the underbody, he's using Senyo's Super Satin Chenille. This is that chenille that's just, it's a matte chenille. It's not a flashy chenille. It's a cool effect. Then more rubber legs, and then a wing on top and a belly of marabou to finish off the rear hook. Now, in the middle of the front hook and the back hook is a shank. This is where you can extend the fly or make it a little bit shorter. You can remove the shank, whatever you want to do for your fly. But the way they come off the shelf is with a short shank in between, tied the same way the rear fly is. And then the front hook is a short stinger, heavy style hook. I love front hooks being those shorter stinger style hooks. I just really, really like that. They hang on to fish better than any hooks on the market. On the front hook, we start with the Super Satin Chenille, go to the rubber legs, then the marabou wing, and it's going to be finished off with a bunny brush. And you can see that bunny brush has some flash in it. It's subtle, but it's so good. So good. The colorways for the cold water nut: dark sculpin, light sculpin, molted craw, summer craw, smally splendor, which is this one, and I really, really like this, and white boy Rick, which is this one. The target species for the cold water nut are going to be, again, broken record. If a fish eats a bait fish that's about this big, that's the fish you'll catch with this. Like all fish, everything that eats bait fish. But my mind really jumps to trout, smallmouth, maybe some swinging steelhead, maybe some kings. I don't know. It would have to be upsized a little bit. But I feel this being more of a river pattern than a still water pattern. I really like it. I really lean toward the smallmouth on this. It's just a smallmouthy type of fly. I'm definitely not saying that's the only fish you'll catch on this because, like I said, you'll catch anything that eats a bait fish this big. But my mind goes smallmouth. So the gear you'll need to actually fish this fly is so versatile that you can really get away with a whole lot fishing this fly. So first off, the rod. There is a lot of natural materials to this fly. There's a lot that will soak up water. It will get a little bit water heavy whenever it's completely saturated. But that's what helps it immediately break the surface tension and sink fairly quickly. So my mind leans to that 6 to 8 weight range, with really probably 7 to 8 weight being like the most comfortable rods to go with. And line-wise, this is where this fly shines. This is not an unweighted swim fly that you have to have a sinking line to get down at all. This is not like that. But on the other side of the coin, it's not a super, super heavy fly that's just going to dive bomb to the bottom. So you can fish this on all fly lines. It just depends on where you're fishing specifically. If you're fishing like, say, small stream smallmouth, a floating line will work perfect with this all day long. On the other side of that, if you're fishing a small stream or medium-sized stream with an intermediate line, this is going to shine. Like, really shine. But then if you're on a big, huge river, you can put this on a sinking line and fish it as deep as you want to. This is a super, super versatile fly that I really, really like. So the key takeaways for the cold water nut. This fly screams versatility. I feel like this could be a true workhorse in a fly box. There are certain patterns that people lean toward really, really hard to help themselves figure out fish. And I think this is one of those patterns. I truly, truly do. Mike Schultz is one of the kings of smallmouth. But like I said, you're not forced to fish this on a sinking line. You're not forced to fish this with anything that you don't have already. Let's just say that. It's so versatile, you're going to take this anywhere and catch fish. You're just going to. It's not oversized. It's not this big, huge pattern just for the sake of being big. It is a fish catching pattern that is pretty damn fishy.